Hello, my darlings. Today, we're going to be watching Dead by Daylight Amnesia by Rarest Links. Now, my darlings, I've never, ever, have I ever played an Amnesia game. But, my darlings, me and this game go way back. And here's why. I watched Markiplier play the first Amnesia. Amnesia, The Dark Descent, like a bazillion years ago. That was back then when Marky Moo didn't have a face cam. If you can believe it, Markiplier was just a voice on my screen, walking me through the terrifying world that was Amnesia. I'm just saying, my darlings, I didn't play it because I was a chicken. But being there with Markiplier as he was playing it actually made me not feel as afraid as I would have. And it was just a good time. A really good time, my darlings. I have really good memories of watching him play Amnesia: The Dark Descent. So I'm just saying I am super duper excited about this concept, my darlings. Let's check it out, shall we?
Welcome to Dead by Daylight.
Ooh.
Return to the castle, pursued by yet another dark, ominous, and all-consuming force. The halls are familiar, the corridors vast and empty, but the shadow looms over all within with an unnatural intensity.
It looks great already.
Your heart races, sweat drips into your eyes, and your focus wanes, now succumbing to the unknown once more as you delve into madness within the story
Oh my goodness.
of Amnesia.
Did you see? Did you see?
Erected monument, Brennenburg Castle.
Yay!
This structure is layered with dark corridors. Growths of tendons and fleshy mass permeate through the great halls.
Wow.
Windows of coloured and layered glass, beautifully filtering the moonlight.
It is beautiful.
Decorating parts of the floor in a shuttered dusting, allowing the cold chill of the entity to whistle through these empty rooms.
Hauntingly beautiful, my
Bookshelves,
darlings.
desks and cabinets, all full of an academic supplies and desires, but nothing to fend off the monster that's within one's own mind.
Don't show me that, it's
The new
terrifying.
killer is the Gatherer.
The Gatherer.
A creature, twisted and malformed by cruel intent, resides in these vast and maze-like halls.
I remember
It
you.
shambles, barely held together in constant torment and physical pain, able to lash out and unleash itself upon the tormented survivors.
Belle, no!
It would be hard to mistake such a creature for any man, but one can't help but feel sympathy for a fleeting moment.
I do.
The way its flesh sags, loose and stitched and held together, hand crushed and made into violent, useless claws.
My darlings, half
They
the
roam
horrors
by
is how much pain it's
nothing
in.
more than a byproduct of a man's pursuits. The
Poor
Gatherer's
thing.
power is unraveling sanity.
Ooh.
A creature that preys on the withering mind, the Gatherer's very presence tests the comprehension of the mind and allows them to manifest a survivor's own fears and succumb to overwhelming odds that could prove nothing more than a brief scare.
Yeah, but what
or
does
a
it do?
violent
Oh,
shock
God.
to the heart. With this innate ability, the Gatherer
It's like the
causes
Doctors,
survivors
but
being
better.
chased by itself or within its terror radius to lose their sanity over a period of time. Once their sanity decays completely, survivors begin to unravel.
So a new
Their
mechanic.
minds now vulnerable to
Well,
another one
kinda.
of the Gatherer's unique torments. Survivors can attempt to counteract this by hiding themselves in lockers, immune to sanity decay there, and slowly regaining
Oh
their
my
composure
God.
the longer they remain inside.
That would be so effective.
The
They're
Gatherer
both
can
coming
gain
at
access
you
to
from
its
either
core abilities
side.
by holding the power button and readying its wretched anatomy to perform horrifying acts.
Ooh.
When ready, the Gatherer writhes and grunts, the pain it endures causing intense suffering, which can then be manifested with summon figments. By pressing the extra ability button, the Gatherer summons 2 figments to appear within a short distance of each survivor, those creations immediately beginning to pursue the closest victim. Figments have their own smaller terror radius.
I love it
and cause
already.
sanity decay just as the Gatherer does. Upon contact with a figment, the survivor screams and immediately has their maximum sanity reduced as a result. If this would cause a survivor to unravel, or if they are already unraveling, they are injured by the figment. Their own fears
Run,
manifesting
Jake!
into very real dangerous harm. Figments dissipate after a short
Wait.
time while pursuing a survivor.
Is it like
When
the
they become
knight?
Stunned or a light
Can
burn.
figments attack
Summoning
like the
figments
knights?
has a long cooldown before
Attack?
it's usable again, once
The
all
knight's
figments
ability.
in the trial fade away. Instead of summon figments, tapping the attack button while prepared will allow the gatherer to stumble, a harmless stagger that allows the killer to push past survivors. While seemingly ineffective, it allows the brutish grunt to cleverly strategize and position themselves to unleash their second attack.
No body block
Thrash.
then.
By pressing the attack button again after using the stumble, or holding the attack button to perform thrash without stumble, the gatherer throws itself forward violently, swiping its arms wildly at everything in its path for a short distance until it makes contact with the survivor or object. On impact, it begins thrashing around in place,
Yeah.
wounding any other survivors nearby.
Oh, it's a
Hitting lock in its
multi-attack.
will also rend the doors away, shattering them and leaving these hiding spaces useless to
Wait.
survivors.
He can
If a
bust
survivor's in a
lockers
locker
completely?
broken this way, they are ejected out of it and immediately wounded by the attack as a result.
Oh my goodness.
The gatherer
A locker
comes with
buster.
3 new perks. The tune of madness rings through the corridors of stone, and you know it well, using horrific overture. When a survivor would scream, all other survivors within a short distance of them expel their own fright, screaming as well like a contagious fear has invaded their minds. This perk has a short cooldown before being able to trigger again. A self-fulfilling engine made of terrible, horrific perfection has formed in your grip with Scourge Hook to slaughter.
A Scourge Hook one!
Becomes Scourge Hooks, synergizing with other hooks of the same
Finally!
type. Whenever you sacrifice a survivor on one of these Scourge Hooks, the auras of each survivor who only needs to be hooked once are revealed to you for a short time, allowing you to continue your cruel methods.
That's
In
awesome!
addition, whenever you
I
force a
love
survivor
that!
to enter the dying state, the hook nearest to you becomes a Scourge Hook for a limited time, unless you place that survivor on that hook. Should you fail to, that hook reverts back to its normal state.
Can I just say
leaving the
this
machine
environment is just
hungry
beautiful?
for more.
Perfect for Dead
Your
by
physique
Daylight.
is horrible and great, an abomination meant not for the eyes of man, nor the minds of the weak. And yet you persist, growing violent as they resist you with Outburst.
Ooh.
Whenever you become stunned or blinded, gain notable action speed increase when breaking drop pallets, walls, damaging generators, or vaulting. Your field of vision also expands, your frenzied outburst demanding you to hunt down who are responsible, or better yet, someone to take it out on. The bonus lasts for a short period of time.
He's inclined to
giving you a
have his
burst of
temper
violence
tantrums.
to wield wisely for a brief window.
If someone dropped a pallet on me, I'd do the same thing.
With the soles of shoes scuffing the stonework of the castle beneath his feet, a familiar, uncertain man emerges from the dark.
What? Who?
Wielding an oil lantern. Here stands Daniel.
Ah, yay! It's
Returned to
Daniel!
Brennenburg Castle, his memory gone and near useless here, but with the primal fear of darkness, and what he's once seen before within it, invading his mind. This time, there would be no escape.
Look at that standoff.
Daniel comes with 3 new perks. You've seen the strange developments firsthand, and have made useful notes on survival against them with your adaptive observations.
Ooh.
Once you've seen the killer's aura for a certain amount of time in the trial, this perk activates. While active, you are immune to the blindness and oblivious status effects, and any time you can see the killer's aura, that aura is revealed to you for slightly longer, rewarding your research methods. Your quick thinking and need for survival has fueled your ability to evade danger with Escape Plan.
I don't know, would that
When you are
first one
hiding
work
in a
on
locker,
anyone but this
for a
killer?
brief period after emerging from it, your sounds of
Would it
pain
be
and
useful,
breathing
I
are
mean?
completely silent, and you leave behind no pools of blood.
Ooh.
Patience and careful action can be rushed in dangerous situations with Hideaway. After remaining crouched for a few seconds, your aura becomes impossible for the killer to see, shrouding your location in mystery.
I love that.
In addition, you are faster
I love
at
that
performing
one.
slow bolts and non-rush hide actions, helping you to keep out of sight of the monsters that seek you out. These corridors echo with pain and distress, the madness cascading into a beautiful song, meant to lure the maddened and desperate.
Yes,
Deeper
the
into
maddened
Brennenburg.
and the desperate.
Insanity will follow you into your safest of places and only continue to pursue you in the darkest corners of this world and every other, exploiting every possible weakness shamelessly.
This environment is so
Overcome
pretty.
these impossible hurdles.
Beautifully
with the newest
ugly,
chapter
my
concept
darlings.
For Dead by Daylight.
Yay! Let me just say, I love this. All right, I love this so much. And I love that the Gatherer, is the big bad. I mean, it wouldn't make sense if the Gatherer didn't take center stage here. And his power is horrifying. It would especially spook someone like me. I mean, I'm running away, and then all of a sudden, there's another one of them, and they're both, coming in at the same time, to flank me and do the pincer movement. Oh my goodness. I would panic so hard, and I would mess up, and I'd make a mistake and get myself hurt as a survivor if I was against this guy. And if I would do it that way, so many other survivors would end up getting scared and panicking as well, which means he would make an amazing killer, my darlings. Now, my darlings, a lot of people would find Horrific Overture, the first perk available to the Gatherer, very useful. It makes the survivors scream and out themselves as to their location on the map. But we already have so many perks like this in the game already, my darlings. I just honestly fear that it would be, redundant at this point. But I can see where it would have its uses, but it's not my favorite. This one, though, my darlings. Oh, this one. Scourge Hook to the Slaughter. I love it. I love it, my darlings. I just don't think that we have enough Scourge Hook action in the game anymore. Nobody bloody uses them, and it makes me so sad, because it has so much potential, but it's like Behavior Interactive just forgot that they existed or something, so everyone else kind of forgot too. There's not a lot of killers that actually have Scourge Hook perks, so nobody uses them anymore because they don't have any combos to put together that would be useful. This would change that. This would change the whole game, my darlings. It would be a whole different ball game. And I, for one, want to see more Scourge Hooks in the game. And I know that it's technically another detection perk / alert perk, my darlings, but this one actually serves a practical purpose. It tells you who is on their way out, in other words. You just need to hook this person and then boom, they fly away from this ethereal plane and it leaves you one less survivor to chase down. I'm just saying, my darlings, I'm very forgetful, so I would love a perk like this that reminded me who needs to go next. Now this perk, my darlings, will be a lot of fun. You see, I have a bit of a temper, playing this game. So when someone blinds me, I get all really mad in real life, and I'm like, rah! How dare you blind me? You are dead. Ome wa no shinderu. And the thing is, this would really appeal to this side of me, my darlings, because the thing is that as soon as you are blinded or they drop a pellet on your butt, you get to go tearing after them, my darlings, and that would make me very satisfied. I get to damage pallets and generators a lot faster, and you also get a field of vision increase, so you get a bigger field of view, just like the survivors are having, which means they wouldn't be able to hide as easily. I'm just saying, my darlings, this really appeals to my inner gremlin, and I think it'd make the game that much more fun. As for the first of Daniel's perks, my darlings, I'm just not so sure it'd be very useful against a lot of killers. It seems very, situational. Adaptive observation is only good if you've seen the killer's aura for a certain amount of time, and it only helps with blindness and oblivious status effects. What if the killer doesn't have anything equipped that does that? What if they're a brute force killer like, Albert Wesker, for example? I'm just saying, my darlings, I just don't see the people getting a lot of use out of this is all I'm saying. As for Daniel's second perk, Escape Plan, my darlings, I don't know how much use you could get out of that one either. And don't we have a few different perks already that once you step into a locker, it blocks your blood and the sound of your breathing if you're in pain, if you're injured. I'm just saying, this has been done a few times before in a few other different perks, and I just don't think we need another one. It just feels kind of redundant. As for Daniel's third perk, my darlings, I honestly think that I would be using that one the most out of these 3 that have been offered. I mean, it does seem, my darlings, that Daniel's entire build is stealth-based, which I can totally appreciate and understand considering which game franchise he came out of. And this one, my darlings, where you could actually just, hunker down, and then the killer's like, where did they go, George? I mean, that one would actually be really useful and handy. But it would have to also eliminate the scratch marks, the blood, I mean, the whole caboodle to actually make it useful, my darlings. In other words, you just go completely invisible when you use this perk. And I'm just not quite sure if that's exactly what this is. On the whole, my darlings, I would be very, very excited to see Amnesia make its way into Dead by Daylight. I really would. I really am really happy with the Gatherer's perks and powers and techniques. Although I do honestly think that Daniels could use just a little bit of tweaking, a little bit of work. I really appreciate, though, that Rareth Lynx actually considered, who Daniel was and what game they came from and really made all of the perks unique to them very appropriate. It really made it feel like we kept a lot of amnesia, in this concept. It wasn't just willy-nilly. It really dug into the game's world and brought it here, and I really appreciate that. Anywho, my darlings, would you like to see Amnesia make its way into Dead by Daylight? Put it down in the comments below. Also, what was your favorite perk out of both the survivors and the killers? Put that down below too. And never ever forget, my darlings, I love you, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Also, my darlings, if you could like and subscribe, I'd love you forever and ever and ever. Thanks. Ha! Psst. I also have playlists. Instant Cure to Boredom. Check them out if you want. Bye.